This a rolling, not a stop. Watch, don't never stop.
106.9, the heartbeat of Darla.
This is to all the listeners, I hope you hear me though. This is Draghi and I'll speak kitty in stereo. There's no mistake, you're tuned in to Goyini Radio 106.9, that's what is trending though. There's no need for you to touch that dial, cause I'm giving you flows longer than the river now. Let me walk you through the aisle. I'm giving you styles, I'm giving you chills, I'm giving you smiles. I need you now to hear the heartbeat of dialogue. This is automatic, this is not analog. These words are deeper than the pages of a catalog. We're getting truths like the words from the synagogue. Goyini Radio, lock it in your stereo. 1, 2, 3, your pocket now is for your radio. Words from the wise, I hope you really hear me though. Draw can't speak style, hope you all get it though.
Right, good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Core City right here on 106.9 FM, Going the Radio, the heartbeat of dialogue. And of course, it's a very beautiful Friday morning. It's always your hosts, Chike and Esther, the pretty lady with the golden voice. How are you doing this morning, Esther?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Chike. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Sharp.
Then we're gonna short break. And we will come back. We'll look through our top 10 stories for today.
That's right. That's right.
So I don't know what you're doing right now. Perhaps you're on your way to work or you're preparing to leave the house. Is actually auspicious day because you spent the week and
it's Friday.
It's Friday. you are the weekend, and of course, when you introspect, you'll see that is either you've accomplished. Well, perhaps you didn't do anything. But then, not to worry, because Esther is going to tell you how you're going to feel today. And when you internalize what she's going to tell you today, I bet you're going to have a fabulous day and a fascinating weekend. So, Esther.
Okay. I'll start by greeting you all. Good morning, Coast City, and happy Friday, the 27th of March, 2026. I mean, Friday's here. Thank God it's Friday. And it's just an amazing time. I love Fridays, and I'm sure we all do. Now, I need all of us here to take a moment and just appreciate that we've gotten to the last day of the week. It's an amazing time. I mean, we've been through the early mornings, the busy. I think that's what's smiling about. So whatever you are right now, if you know you achieve, let go of what you can wait. You don't have to carry everything into the weekend. If this week felt heavy at any point, don't let that define it. There were still moments of strength, moments of growth more. And as you go about your day, remember this. You can do anything that you set your mind to do, not just on your best days, but even on the ones that test you. As the weekend approaches, give yourself permission to rest, real rest, the kind that refreshes your mind, your body, and your spirit. Spend time with people who make you feel at ease, and just take a break from the noise. Breathe. Take some time off to breathe. And from my heart to yours, not just my heart, yours, from Chike's heart to yours, we're both wishing you a smooth finish to your week and a weekend filled with peace, joy, and renewal. Good morning, Coast City.
All right, good morning, and of course, ahead Esther, and I will repeat what she always tell you. You're not fully dressed without a smile.
Without a smile, never.
So go out there and make it happen for yourself.
With a smile on your face.
All right, and dress well too.
Dress well too. And smell good too.
All right. Up next, it will be the weather update, comprehensive weather updates by Esther.
Right. And as usual, we'll start our morning forecast with Lagos. Starting in Lagos, it's warm and humid. It's a warm and humid morning with cloudy skies. As the day goes on, temperatures will rise to about 33 degrees, and we're expecting thundery showers by mid to late afternoon. Now, don't be fooled by the clouds, because humidity will make it feel hotter than it actually is. In this kind of weather, your body struggles to cool itself. So it will do you a lot of good if you wear light, breathable clothing, and try your best to avoid stressful outdoor activities during the hottest hours. Moving over to Ibadan, the day starts with a mix of sunshine and a cloud cover, gradually becoming hotter as temperatures peak around 36 degrees Celsius. There is also a chance of rain later in the day, so it's going to feel heavy and a bit uncomfortable, especially in crowded or poorly ventilated spaces. So make sure you stay hydrated throughout the day. And if you begin to feel dizzy, tired, or maybe start developing a headache, that's your body telling you to take a break. So just find a cool place and rest. And now down in Port Harcourt, expect a cloudy and humid day with thunderstorms and moderate rainfall expected at different points. Temperatures will be around 34 degrees Celsius, and even with the rain, the air will still feel warm and thick. So after rainfall, make sure you check your surroundings for stagnant water and try your best to stay in well-ventilated areas. And up in Abuja, the federal capital, it's a day of strong sunshine and a dry heat. Temperatures are expected to rise sharply to about 39 degrees Celsius. The air will be dry, and the sun will feel rather intense today, especially in the afternoon. So try to stay indoors or in shaded areas between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. But if you must go out, just like many of us have to go out anyways, just carry water with you. Make sure you stay hydrated and protect yourself with a hat or an umbrella to reduce direct sun exposure. And further north in Kano, it's a very hot and dry day with clear skies. Temperatures could reach up to 40 degrees Celsius, making it one of the hottest spots today. This kind of heat can be dangerous if not properly managed, so avoid unnecessary movement under the sun, drink water frequently, and even if you're not thirsty, I'm speaking to myself right now, try to take water, and then you can even include fruits in your diet to help your body stay cool from within. And finally, here in Enugu, we're expecting a hot day with temperatures climbing to about 37 degrees Celsius. The day will start with sunny intervals, but there's a chance of thunderstorms later in the afternoon today. The heat will feel intense. It may feel intense, especially in areas with less airflow. So just stay ahead of dehydration by drinking water regularly. And if you're stepping out, try to stay in shaded areas and take short breaks when needed. And that is your comprehensive weather report for this morning.
All right, thank you so much, Esther, for that. And of course, you just heard what Esther said. Try as much as possible to inculcate the habit of taking water, right?
Right. Just like I am doing.
Good. That's
and I'm
nice.
proud of myself.
Of course. All right, this is the Good Morning Call. It's right here on 106.9 FM, Go Uni Radio. Remember, you can join us live on YouTube at GOU Radio 106.9 FM and on Facebook as well as Instagram at 106.9 Go Uni Radio. Go in there, and then I want you to drop your comment and then tell us how you feel this beautiful Friday morning. We're going to go on a short musical break right now. And when we come back, we look through our top 10 stories for today. Don't touch the dial. We will be right back.
A child in the distance, playing in the rain, the sweet sound of water flowing away. A construction worker coming home from work, two parents and their children going to church. A happy little baby drools on your shirt. What an extraordinary day. Let us have a world of ordinary people, living life the way God wants us to. And if we have a world of ordinary people, extraordinary things will happen to me and you. Just a man, but of a lamb. And let us consider ordinary Job, who lost it all, but in God had his hope. Ordinary David, a little shepherd boy, brought down Goliath with a stone and a toy. Sweet little Jesus, ordinary child, the carpenter's first son, humble and mild. If anybody told you he'd be Messiah, you probably would laugh it off, I know. So let us have a world of ordinary people, living life the way God wants us to. And if we have a world of ordinary people, extraordinary things will happen to me and you. Every little baby has the power to be great, and every tall tree grew up from some mustard seed. No ordinary children going off.
Bits of Alakans again.
This is
Golden Radio, Heartbeat of Dial.
music you love right here, right now.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Core City right here on 106.9 FM Going Radio. Remember, you can always join us live. Connect with us on YouTube at GOU Radio 106.9 106.9 FM Enugu, and as well on Facebook and Instagram at 106.9 Going Radio. We need to see what you think, especially now that we are about to, go through our top 10 stories for today. We need to know your reactions to some of the stories. All right, thank you so much for engaging us, for our top engagers in the house. Thank you so much. All right. This is time for us to go through our top 10 stories for today. Esther, you ready?
I'm ready, of course. Okay, for the first headline this morning, Soludo orders suspension of absentee workers after surprise secretariat visit. The Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has ordered the suspension on Thursday. Soludo gave the order after conducting an on-the-spot assessment of workers' punctuality across ministries and departments of the state. Addressing journalists after the visit, the governor said any worker not found at their duty post by 10 a.m. should be suspended without pay. He said, I walked in office by office, and there are quite a significant number of workers who are not yet at work as of 10 a.m. This is unacceptable. The bad eggs will be shipped out because Anambra is an A state and cannot afford an inefficient civil service. Firm measures will be taken to check these attitudes in the civil service. The governor described his overall findings as a mix of the good, the bad, and the ugly, commending diligent workers while expressing dissatisfaction with absenteeism and poor work ethic among some staff. He warned that the state government would no longer tolerate indiscipline and lack of commitment in the civil service. Soludo restated his administration's resolve to build a disciplined, agile, efficient, and result-oriented workforce, adding that reforms would be strictly enforced. The government had invested significantly in improving infrastructure and working conditions at the Secretariat, and workers should reciprocate with dedication and productivity, he added. Chike, what do you think?
Well, it's actually a good thing. Sometimes this is quite necessary for state governors because they are the chief employees, and
Indeed.
then it's quite necessary for you to go to go through and see what employees are doing, because being the chief employer of labor in the states, come on, the effectiveness of every government, it can be assessed basically primarily through how effective its civil service is, and when your civil service is quite redundant, when there is, I just wish that it would be happening often. As often as possible, so that at least people who abscond from work will be caught.
Yes, and be held accountable.
Certainly. All right, moving forward on our stories this morning. Bandits demand 1 billion naira ransom for 8 abducted Kwara worshippers. Gunmen who abducted Ugo is in an days after, and those of other members of Mole said. About 8 of them are still in captivity, and the kidnappers have demanded 1 billion naira for their release. The cleric described the demand as far beyond the reach of the affected families and the rural community, thus appealing for urgent intervention from. It was earlier reported that the attack, which occurred during a worship session on Sunday, has since altered daily life in Omugo.
It's really painful. It's tragic to think that people can't worship in peace. They can't worship and feel and feel secure and feel safe in their homes, in a place of worship. And it's crazy how ransom, the price should I call it, did I say price? Like ransom payment has become is ridiculously high now. 1 billion naira. It is indeed far beyond the reach of what these people can do, and it's crazy. These people have become so bold. They have become so well organized, and it's so dangerous right now for citizens.
They're actually not well organized. That's the point. There's a difference between being well organized and operating in a disorganized system.
Right.
These guys are not well organized. So the thing is, the advantage they have is that they are operating in a disorganized system.
Right.
So then there's something you just said. There's a booming economy in the country at the moment.
Oh my God! It has been
apart from corruption, we have the kidnapping economy. I think it's high time we have to put it in the formal sector, because in fact it's no longer the informal sector, it's now the formal sector. And then we need to be taxing the kidnappers, because this is crazy. It's not even something we're supposed to be speaking. It's maddening that people can't worship, and Kwara State has remained a hotbed.
State has suffered so much
of this kidnapping. How can you be demanding 1 billion naira from poor people? Because they know actually the target of the kidnappers are not the poor people, are not those people. It's just the government, because government has actually come out time and again and again to say that they negotiate with this guy. So it doesn't make sense. But then it is Nigeria. We can only stay here and speak English. Unfortunately, you see our security forces smashing a couple of these terrorists. It's something. It's something all of us should celebrate, of course, and at least of stemming the tide of terrorism, and then taking the fights to the enclaves of these terrorists.
Right.
And just like you said, we need to be a bit more proactive instead of being reactive, because it seems like it's always us being reactive and all those things. But then, congratulations to the security forces for that successful operation. All right, moving forward to all the stories this morning. Kwara Youth Leader eyes Assembly seat. All right, the story has it that Alabi has declared his intention to contest for the Okeogun constituency seat in the Kwara State House of Assembly, pledging purposeful and paint.
Stepping into the political world, or should I say setting, and I think this will bring about fresh perspectives and, of course, youth participation. I mean, it's what.
You're a criminal. If you're a good leader, It has nothing to do with a good leader. It has nothing to do with you being a young person. So, Baba, you've collected the form. You want to enter politics.
Do you know what that means? I mean, you need to understand the stakes.
The point is, go there and make the difference. But if you don't make the difference, let the people push you out of there.
Indeed.
That's the point.
Moving on to the next story this morning. 731 million euros European Union support targets Boko Haram reintegration and Northeast stability. Okay, it says Nigeria's development partnership with the European Union for the 2021 to 2027 period, backed by 731 million euros in grants, includes programs to reintegrate former Boko Haram fighters and bolster peace and security. A report seen by the culture, clean energy, digitalization, transport and trade, migration, health and education. Under the governance, peace and security component, the EU supports efforts to stabilize northeastern states, including Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa, where insurgency has displaced millions since 2009. The EU emphasized that the effort was part of a broader peace-building and stability measures in conflict-affected areas. Other actions include supporting conflict resolution, improving access to justice for vulnerable groups. The report stated the EU collaborates with Nigeria to promote stability and security by supporting democratic governance, inclusive participation of young people, women, and people with disabilities, and fostering peace-building efforts. Key actions include promoting conflict resolution and prevention, supporting peaceful and resilient borderlands, encouraging community-led initiatives for conflict prevention and stability, and supporting conflict mitigation and community peace initiatives in northwest Nigeria. Chike, what do you think about this story?
Okay, what do I think about the story? I think it's about how will I put this? Because it's just for me, it's us regurgitating something I've always stood against because I don't seriously. But then it's quite if they believe that not like if they believe because the government of they believes that this is actually the right course of action. As they have surrendered, you rehabilitate them and reintegrate them
to society.
I have only it's more like giving the terrorist a tap in the back because at the end of the day you're telling him that okay he's good like I understand you've terrorized people, you are tired of terrorizing people, you've now come out, so all your sins are washed. Well done for having sinned, well done for having committed all the atrocious acts, and now well done for coming out to say you don't want to do it again, and then now I tap in the back and then I rehabilitate you and reintegrate you into society. Now I keep asking what has been the success rate of this thing. Nobody has actually come out to give us the data about the success rate of this thing. And EU being EU, like it's them now. What do they know? It's just about the interest. So whatever thing they have to do to promulgate their own interest is what they would do. It's not necessarily about you not be room for forgiveness. You should face the music. You should face prison terms. And if you're found culpable, and based on the standard rule, you are supposed to die by whatever means. Please, you should face the music. That's my own because, geez,
providing so many things for them to be properly reformed in air quotes.
So
and
then we have this next story: how I used AI to defraud UTME candidates. Suspected fraudster confesses. All right, the story has it that an alleged admission fraudster, Emmanuel Akataka, 26-year-old, has told an investigative team of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAM) that he deployed an artificial intelligence to Gemini to defraud candidates seeking to participate in the 2026 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. He said AI tool made it possible for him to convince the candidates that he was genuine and could help them fix their child core in the youth. Was able to succeed in defrauding about 94 candidates so far, and there was the chances of the number increasing significantly based on the massive feedbacks being received from prospective candidates. Meanwhile, the JAM registrar Ishak Oloyede at a press conference in Abuja yesterday reminded journalists that the suspect has been previously arrested alongside his accomplices, but was later released after a show of remorse and promised to turn a new leaf.
Wow. Just wow. I think we should just stop being gullible, right? I know technology has been, people are using technology for the wrong purposes. The rate of scam and fraud has increased.
People always use things for the wrong purposes.
Exactly.
Actually.
But then it is has been arrested before for man's nurse over a co-member's death in Ogun. A 37-year-old nurse, Kehinde Adesanya, who was allegedly involved in the unlawful abortion that allegedly led to the death of a 23-year-old co-member serving in Ogun State, Victoria Ariyo, has been remanded for 60 days at the Correctional Kuta, pending the legal advice from the State Directorate of Public Prosecution. Adesanya was on Thursday arraigned before the magistrate court at Isabo, Abeokuta on 4 counts charged bordering on conspiracy, supply of drugs for unlawful abortion and murder of Ariyo. The deceased is said to have died from complications allegedly rising from Abeokuta South Local Government Inspector of the NYSC, Abbas Olalekan, which eventually led to a pregnancy and subsequent unlawful abortion that led to her death. Olalekan was arrested and arraigned on Monday before Magistrate A.K. Araba on a 2-count charge of conspiracy and attempt to procure abortion, but he pleaded not guilty and was granted a bail of 500,000 naira. The charge sheet reads, Count 1, that Kehinde Adesanya and others at large between January to March 2026 at Ikereku area, Ladewin, Abeokuta, in the Abeokuta Magisterial District did conspire among themselves to commit felony, to wit, abortion, and therefore committed an offense contrary to and punishable
lack of self-control, because they, at the end of the day, you slept with somebody who is supposed to be under your care. You had, an affair with somebody who was supposed to be under your care, and most probably this local government, this LGI local government inspector, is actually married, and that's why you needed to terminate the pregnancy. And if you even now you want to terminate the pregnancy, why didn't you just follow the right procedure? Why going quack? And look at it, the core member has lost her life. And Baba, you're in hot soup.
They're all in hot soup. The nurse too. So they'll all face the.
The thing is, whatever thing you want to do as an adult, please articulate it well. You know, weigh your options, weigh the risk very well, and know is it worth going after.
Right.
All right, still moving forward. Remember, this is the Good Morning Call City right here on 106.9 FM, and we're still going through our top 10 stories for today. Remember, you can join us live on YouTube at GOU Radio 106.9 FM and on Facebook at 106.9 Go in the Radio. We need to go there, drop your comments on our top stories. Let us know what you think about the stories we've been reading out to you. All right, moving forward on our top stories for today, we have this one. MC14, Okonjo-Iweala calls for urgent WTO reform amid global crisis. All right, the story has it that the World Trade Organization's 14th Ministerial Conference, that's MC14, opened on Tuesday, 26th March 2026 in Yaoundé, Cameroon, with a strong call for members to muster the political will needed to strengthen and reform the organization at a time of deep global uncertainty. Addressing the opening of our trading system, we cannot deny the scale of the problems confronting the world today, she said. It is no secret that the world trading system is experiencing the worst disruptions in the past 80 years. The world order and multilateral system we used to know has irrevocably changed. We will not get it back. She urged members to look forward constructively. According to her, the organization therefore must look to the future. That means figuring out what worked well in the old order, so we can keep it and build on it. It means figuring out what did not work well so we can repair it, and it also means identifying the gaps in the renewed order we are shaping so we can close them.
That's a good call. Yes, with the recent changes and the economic atmosphere in the world globally. I mean, this call is really important. We need reforms. We need to re-strategize and just make sure we are following things the way it's going. You know. And I think that's a good call.
Yeah, because the thing is one thing about a world order is it keeps changing. It keeps evolving.
Changing, yeah.
What does it? And even interests, nations' interest, different nations' interests keeps changing. And then with the level of conflict in the world right now, certainly there is a lot of disruptions when it comes to world trade.
Yeah.
So the call is coming at the right time, and it's for everybody to now sit back and sit at the table and negotiate how we are going to keep interacting as nations.
Yes. Moving on to the next story this morning. New UK visa residency citizenship fees. Full list of what Nigerians and others will pay. The United Kingdom government will raise fees for a wide range of visa, residency and citizenship applications starting April 8, 2026. The revised fee schedule published by the UK Home Office affects nearly all categories of applications made both inside and outside the UK, including visit visas, student visas, work visas, settlement and naturalization. Nigerians, who constitute one of the largest groups of UK visa applicants, will be significantly impacted by the changes. Key increases include short-term visit visa up to 6 months will be from €127 to €135, and then student visa from €524 to €558, and indefinite leave to remain from €3,029 to €3,222, and so many others. But then this just clearly states that things are going to change when it comes to migration, so Nigerians should take note.
Right, it's their country, so with the mad rush of people trying to jump and go over there like this, it's certainly they will have to cash in on it, and they will have to make certain increments.
Yeah,
it's their country; they fix the country, so people are rushing. Their country, they fix the country, so people are rushing there now. Fix your own, so they won't be rushing to another country. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
All right, our last story for today before we wrap it up this beautiful Friday morning. This one is coming from Trump. I am not desperate for Iran deal. All right, the story has it that U.S. President Donald Trump denied being desperate to make a deal with Iran Thursday as he mixed threats with diplomacy in a push to wrap up his war in the Middle East. Holding his first cabinet meeting since the start of the joint U.S.-Israeli operation, Trump insisted that Iran was being beat to shit and was begging for a deal, despite Iran's denials. But Trump rejected reports that he drawn out. "I'm desperate to make a deal," Trump told reporters. "I'm the opposite of desperate. I don't care." Trump has been saying for days that Iran wants to make a deal. Amid growing signs he is seeking a quick end to the conflict. Iran, however, says there are no direct negotiations. During a 90-minute televised meeting at the White House, Trump veered between repeated threats to obliterate Iran and claims it was on the verge of capitulating. They want to make a deal. The reason they want to make a deal is they have been just beat to shit, Trump said, citing the original time frame of 4 to 6 weeks that he gave shortly after the U.S.-Israeli offensive began on February 28. Trump said, "We are extremely really a lot ahead of schedule." The U.S. leader said Iran had allowed 10 oil tankers to pass through the strategic Strait of Hormuz as a present to show it was serious about negotiations to end the war. But he then said that taking control of Iran's oil was an option, as the United States effectively did with Venezuela after toppling Nicolas Maduro, who appeared in a U.S. court on Thursday.
President Donald Trump. I mean, whenever I hear
I like
his
the guy. I like the guy.
The man is very rugged. Whenever he listens to the statements he makes, I'll be like, this is a president.
One of the reasons
He's not even closing.
One of the reasons I like the guy is the fact that he says things as it is.
As it is. Even if it's painful, like sometimes he doesn't put any what's his word.
Some people say he's insensitive, but then the fact remains that he says things as it is, and then he does not shy away from wielding the power of America being an empire, being a superpower. And of course, that's how the world works. I prefer Trump. I'll keep saying it. I prefer a Trump. It's not like I love his administration. It's not my business. But the one I'm trying to say, I prefer a Trump who will come out and tell I'm going to do this, and he does it. Than a person that will be smiling to you and telling you, let's look at this, let's look at that. But at the end of the day, the person will do the other way, other thing.
Yes.
And well, let's just hope that the war in Iraq and the war in Iran, the war in Middle East comes to an end, because already it's affecting us in Nigeria.